there been any bias, LGBT bias crimes lately over the past? I haven't heard about many in the newspaper, but I just wanted to see.
We had one a couple of months ago. There was one incident of a transgender male to female individual that was robbed, that felt they were targeted because of their gender identity. That's the only documented bias crime we've had that affected the LGBT community. Yes, sir.
My understanding is there's an initial rollout of about a 50-minute course that I think you're doing to go to everybody.
Yes.
What is the follow-up mechanism after everyone's been trained? Like, will this be an annual event, like sexual harassment training oftentimes is in many HR organizations? So what's the follow-up mechanism for ongoing development in that sort of training?
Right. Pat and I, we both have ideas about that. You know, I have tons of ideas that I would love to do. You know, as far as training, I would love everybody to have a week-long training instead of 50 minutes, but we had to start somewhere because it's never been done before. So that is the catalyst for greater things to come. Like, that led into us being able to bring Tracy McDaniel and some of the folks in from Someone Cares to do a specific training with the Apex unit. You know, and that may be something, you know, like I said, we haven't come up with a model as far as what we're going to do is follow it up with the training.
What we're probably going to do, though, at some point, we're going to go to our superiors, we're going to speak to them and tell them, because I think it's something should be done like every 2 years, like sexual harassment. And I'm pretty sure it should be in the same line, but that's something we'll go to our superiors and we'll sit down and talk with them, and we'll see what we can do on that. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I am Renee Probst. I'm the Deputy Chief over our Community Services Division, which was the newly created division not quite a year ago, I guess. We brought in the airport section, our special operations section, and our newly created section, which is the community-oriented policing section. Kind of came about or started as a result of a grant that we got through the federal government to fund 50 new hires, brand new police officers that we were able to hire. And as those officers graduate from the police academy, we then take veteran officers out of the different zones and bring them to the community liaison unit underneath the COPS umbrella. And they are reassigned back out, and as Officer Sharp just pointed out here building relationships. Working with communities, working with citizens, trying to help y'all, help us identify issues and problems, and then having the time to be able to work through those problems. You know, beat officers, how many of y'all know your beat officer? Yeah, see? Beat officers are handling 911 calls. That's all they really have time to do. We've been stretched thin for so long, and we're just so 911 driven. This is giving us a new proactive layer. So that they have time to actually sit down, talk with people, figure out what the problem is, and then work through it. Yes, sir.
Can you describe the evolution of, I think it was called the Red Dogs? And I think they disband and turn into something. Can you explain that?
The evolution. Well, in 1988, a young officer by the name of Renee Probst actually was selected to be a Red Dog. That's when we started. It was in 1988. Red Dog came about because of the proliferation of drug sales on street corners. You know, just people standing out in the community selling drugs. And that's how it got started. And it served a great purpose for many years, helping to keep down the drug problem in this city. And as we've discovered, everything changes. As drug dealers learned our tactics, they changed tactics and discovered that it's not as effective of a unit as it once was. So yes, Red Dog has been disbanded, and in its place there is a new unit called Apex with a different function. I don't know if, I mean, if you're interested, Major Leighty could come up and discuss what their new function is, but it's different than Red Dog, because we know that, like I said, they've changed tactics. So we've changed our tactics as well, and we've developed a new way to go about dealing with really violent crime, not just drugs, but violent crime. So.
Well, I think the trouble with the gay community, it wasn't always that way. I mean, Red Dog for years had a good rapport, I think. I think what brought a lot of things to light was the Eagle Raid, which we all know was conducted in 2009, which was prior to me coming up to the section. We've addressed those needs. With Red Dog now has been completely disbanded. The commander of that unit that was there during the raid is no longer with them. All the supervisors have been changed out. The supervisors were hand-selected to be there. We've got a great group of folks there. And we used to go to community meetings as supervisors and stuff from Red Dog. At some point in time, we disconnected with the communities as a whole. And that should not have happened, and it won't happen under Chief Turner's guidance, I can assure you. And so those are some of the positive things that we're doing.